The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council sparkled under the glow of 5 suns. Representatives from over 200 alien species sat in peace, enjoying the great banquet of unity. It was the first time Earth had been invited to share its culture. On a long silver table stood a small dish, simple, colorful, and steaming. It was labeled Earth Spicy Curry. Ambassador Threx of the Jernok Empire, known for his fearless nature and iron stomach, picked up a spoon. "Let us see what the humans call food," he said, smirking. He took one bite at first. Nothing. Then his 4 eyes widened. His skin turned bright red. Steam poured from his ears. He let out a loud scream. In one motion, he threw his chair across the hall, knocked over the table, and clawed at his mouth. Then erupted into chaos. Guards rushed in, weapons drawn. Ambassadors backed away, shouting in fear. Some fainted. Others pulled translators from their ears, thinking it was a communication attack. "Poison," someone screamed. "No, it's a weapon," shouted another. Ambassador Threx collapsed, panting, his tongue hanging out. The human chef, still holding the serving spoon, looked confused. That was mild. Whispers filled the air. Did Earth just attack us? Is this their way of war? Within minutes, the news spread across the galaxy. One bite, one dish, and the galaxy would never see Earth the same again. Inside, alien scientists from 5 species stood around the table, wearing protective suits and worried expressions. Dr. Kelver, a senior biologist from the Zarn Empire, narrowed his eyes at the results. "This spice? It's not just heat, it's alive." "What do you mean alive?" asked Dr. Relna, a Plarian chemist. Kelver zoomed in on the molecular scan. "Look, the spice particles react to heat, pressure, and even brain signals. It changes depending on who tastes it." "That's impossible," Relna whispered. "No food acts like this." One of the scientists reached for a tiny vial labeled ghost pepper. Everyone stepped back. Kelver looked at the others. "We thought this was just food. But this could be a controlled weapon. Imagine spices that change your brain, make you stronger, or kill you." "Is this intentional?" Relna asked. "Did the humans design it this way?" Silence filled the room. "No," Kelver said slowly, "but that might be worse. If this is natural on Earth, then the planet itself is dangerous." They submitted the report to the Galactic Federation. The title read, "Earth Cuisine, Accidental Bioweapon." And across the galaxy, fear began to rise. If something as simple as a meal could almost kill a diplomat. What else were the humans hiding? On the harsh jungle moon of Rexel 9, a group of elite Varnock warriors gathered around a campfire. They were strong, battle-hardened, and feared across the stars. That night, they had one challenge: taste Earth's infamous dish, curry. Captain Grome laughed as he poured the thick red substance into bowls. "The Council thinks this is a weapon. It smells like flowers and smoke." The others chuckled. One by one, they lifted their spoons and took a bite. For 3 seconds, nothing. Then it began. One soldier grabbed his chest and fell to his knees, shaking. Another's eyes rolled back. Grom stood up, roaring like a beast. His muscles pulsed, his armor cracked, and his voice echoed through the trees. "I feel power," he shouted. Then his face twisted. He clutched his head, screaming. His legs gave out. With a final gasp, he collapsed, steam rising from his body. The others were either unconscious or writhing on the ground. A medical unit rushed in, called by hidden drones. Scans showed elevated heart rates, hallucinations, organ stress. One soldier tried to bite a rock, yelling, "More curry." Later, the Varnock High Command watched the footage. None could believe it. A dish had done what bullets could not. A report was filed to the Federation. 3 injured. 1 dead cause, Earth curry. That night, a message flashed across all secure networks. Earth food is not safe. Ban all trade immediately. But it was too late. Black markets had already started smuggling Earth spices across borders. And now everyone wanted a taste of the food that brought warriors to their knees. A cold cell deep inside a Galactic Federation ship held one Manoa Patel, Earth's most famous chef. He wasn't military, not a spy, just a cook. Yet guards stood outside his door as if he were a war criminal. Inside the cell, Noah sat calmly, humming to himself. He wore a stained apron and held a wooden spoon like a sacred tool. The scent of spices still clung to him, even after being searched 3 times. A panel slid open. "Do you deny it?" Noah raised an eyebrow. "I made dinner, not a bomb. You call this dinner?" One of them held up a sealed container of curry, like it was radioactive. It altered their minds. One soldier claimed to see stars inside his teeth. Noah smiled. "Sounds like a strong batch." The room fell silent. The lead officer slammed his hands on the table. "Are you weaponizing your food? Is Earth planning biochemical warfare through its cuisine?" Noah leaned forward. "Spices aren't weapons." The aliens exchanged worried glances. In the hallway outside, whispers spread among guards and officers. "The human doesn't fear us. He thinks he did nothing wrong." Back in the cell, Noah leaned back and said softly, "You've tasted only one dish. Earth has thousands." That line was recorded, translated, and within hours, broadcast across every Federation news stream. To some, it sounded like a threat. To others, a warning. The Galactic Tribunal chamber was silent. A million eyes watched as a silver spoon was placed gently on the evidence table. It shimmered under the lights. The judge, a towering figure from the Varnock race, looked down. "Is this the weapon?" he asked. A nervous alien prosecutor nodded. "Yes, Your Honor, this spoon-served Earth's dish, known as curry, triggered violent reactions across 5 species." From the defense side, Noah Patel stood calmly in his simple chef's coat. Beside him, Earth's ambassador whispered, "Please don't speak unless necessary." But Noah smiled. "It's just a spoon." Gasps rippled through the audience. The judge narrowed his eyes. "Do you understand the seriousness of these charges, human?" "Yes," Noah replied. "You think we attacked you with flavor?" The prosecution began their argument. Videos played on massive screens, aliens screaming after tasting food, spice markets exploding into chaos, soldiers hallucinating after just one bite. "This is cultural warfare," the prosecutor said. "Earth's food affects minds and bodies, unpredictable, dangerous, designed to disrupt society." When it was Noah's turn, he stepped forward. "We didn't weaponize food. We shared tradition," he said. "You invited us to the table. We brought our best." He picked up the spoon and held it high. "This is not a weapon. It's a bridge." But outside the chamber, protests erupted. Some wanted Earth punished. Others wanted their spice fix back. The tribunal would take days to decide, but the damage was done across the galaxy. A single phrase was trending: "Fear the spoon." Deep within a hidden research facility orbiting the planet Zarni's Federation, scientists finally cracked the encryption on a stolen Earth database. Shook them to their core. At the screen, these aren't recipes, these are codes. Lines of Earth cooking instructions were matched with biological sequences. A dish called Dragonfire chili triggered strength surges. Memory soup seemed to boost brain activity. One file was marked Project Chimera. Velkar whispered, "It's not food, it's genetic manipulation." Another scientist gasped, "Was this used in human wars?" Records confirmed it. During Earth's darkest times, spices were combined with neuroactive compounds. Soldiers were fed enhanced meals that made them faster, stronger, smarter for a time, and now they've fed this to us, Velkar said. The report was labeled Earth Culinary Archives Covert Bioengineering Systems. The Federation panicked. Suddenly, every Earth dish became a threat. Even simple recipes could contain triggers activators for unknown effects in alien biology. At a secure summit, one admiral shouted, "They have been testing on us, through food." Back on Earth, officials denied everything. "Our chefs are not scientists," they insisted. "We have no idea what you're talking about." But in secret, some humans remembered Project Chimera. They had hoped it would stay buried. Now the galaxy knew. Earth's recipes weren't just delicious, they were designed. Across the galaxy, panic turned into action. The Galactic Federation passed Order 88FL, effective immediately. All Earth-based ingredients, recipes, and food-related transmissions are banned. Possession is punishable by exile. Cargo ships were searched, markets were raided. Earth restaurants on alien worlds were shut down overnight. A single bottle of hot sauce could get someone arrested. On the trading station of Veltar Prime, Armed enforcers stormed a hidden kitchen. Inside, an elderly alien was making human-style stew. "Step away from the pot," a soldier barked. The cook smiled sadly. "It reminds me of my mate. She loved this taste." The pot was destroyed, the alien taken away. News channels broadcast the lockdown across all systems. One anchor declared, "The war against flavor has begun." But underground resistance grew in the dark alleys of moon colonies and abandoned asteroid tunnels. Secret kitchens lit up. Smugglers risked everything to deliver black market spices. Recipes were memorized and passed on in whispers. They called themselves the Flavor Underground. Their motto, "You can lock down the ingredients, but not the hunger." Back on Earth, Chef Noah watched it all unfold from his cell. His face was calm, but his eyes burned with quiet rage. "They fear what they don't understand," he said, "and soon they'll crave what they've lost." The flavor lockdown was meant to stop the spread instead. It started a silent revolution, and it was only just beginning. The execution chamber aboard the Federation dreadnought was quiet. Earth's ambassador, Elaine Carter, stood tall in the center. Chains bound her wrists. Her crime, cultural sabotage. Through cuisine, a high judge entered. "Do you have any final requests?" Elaine nodded. "1. A meal made by a human, from Earth." The court hesitated but allowed it. An old man in a white apron entered. It was Chef Noah Patel, brought from his cell under guard. He said nothing as he prepared the dish: simple rice, warm curry, and baked bread. The scent filled the chamber. Strong, spicy, familiar. Elaine sat, took one bite. A long silence followed. Then a guard stepped forward. May I try it?" One bite, then another. His hands trembled. "I remember this," he whispered. "My partner and I used to eat this, before the ban." More guards. Came more bites. Soon, even the judge stepped down and tasted it. No one spoke for several minutes. Tears fell down the cheeks of a blue-skinned soldier. "I forgot how this made me feel," she said. "Warm, human." Elaine looked at them. "You think this is a weapon, but food connects, heals, teaches. It doesn't destroy." Word of the moment spread across the galaxy. Footage of the last meal went viral. Millions saw it. For the first time, they didn't see Earth's food as dangerous. They saw it as beautiful. In that quiet room, something changed. The sentence was never carried out. Elaine walked free. And across the stars, a new question rose. If one meal can break hate, what else have we misunderstood about Earth? Years had passed since the Federation's full ban on Earth cuisine. Spice markets were gone, recipes erased from public records. Speaking the word curry in open space could get you fined or worse. But in the ruins of a forgotten space station on the edge of the Narth Nebula, a young alien named Lyo found something hidden in a rusted metal box. A book, old, burned at the edges, handwritten in multiple languages. Its title, The Earth Taste Book. Lyo opened the pages with shaking hands. Inside were strange words: garlic, cumin, turmeric, love. There were drawings of dishes that danced with color, notes in the margins: too spicy for Drulax, reduced heat for Trelny children, serve warm, always serve warm. Lyo had never eaten anything from Earth, but the stories were everywhere about food that made soldiers cry and brought enemies together. Carefully, using scraps from forgotten supply crates, Lyo followed one recipe. He cooked slowly, carefully, and when he took the first bite, he closed his eyes. Memories, not his own, filled his mind. Laughter, family, firelight, peace. He opened his eyes and whispered, This is what they tried to erase." That night, he cooked for others, strangers, travelers, outcasts. They cried, they smiled. They remembered something they never knew they'd lost. Word spread again, quietly across ships and stations. Earth's food was back. Not legal, not safe, but alive. They called it the second taste, and in the heart of every bite was rebellion, was memory, was humanity. Earth's food had been banned, but it would never be forgotten.